Well, hello everybody. It's Emma here. I'm here today to talk to you about County Assessor, which is a position that's on the ballot. I'm going to tell you everything about what you need to know about this position, who's running for it, and all the cool kind of gossipy scoops that I got. Come along. So a county assessor is responsible for valuing every piece of land in the county, including the structures that are built on it. So that's every apartment complex, every home, every cool, expensive, sexy store on Michigan Avenue, every vacant lot, anything like that, including what new construction goes up on the land, if things are deteriorating, stuff like that. They're responsible for adding a value to every piece of property. Once they estimate the value for every piece of property in Cook County, they'll put it in a big book, which is probably online, but in my head, it's an old dusty book, and it's called the Assessment Roll. Emma, now that seems like a lot of work. Why would we go and have something like that? I got one word for you. Taxes. That's right. Taxes. Creating the property value determines how much tax to levy against the property owner, basically how much to charge them. So I bet this guy's paying a lot. Property taxes are a budget-based system, which means first, legislators decide how much money they need from the taxes to pay for things like schools, law enforcement, firemen, and then from that number, they'll chop it up and decide how much each property owner is going to pay. So we have the big number first, how much money we need, and then how much each person is going to pay to add up to that total sum. And guess whose job it is to determine that? It's the county assessor. So as you can see, this is a job that requires a lot of fairness, a lot of honesty, and a lot of hard work. Now, I think we all learned a little something today. So let's talk about who is running. Ooh, wow. There are two main names you should know for this election. Joe Barrios, who's the incumbent, meaning he already holds the position. He was elected in 2010. And Fritz Kagi, whose real name I think is Ferdinand, but he goes by Fritz, which is cool, who is not a politician. He left his job working as like a mutual funds manager to run against Joe Barrios, who now holds the position. There's a third name, and get your little pens and papers out, ya goons, because her name is Andrea Rayla. She is a third name on the ballot, but she was ruled ineligible, and votes towards her do not count. Why is she still on the ballot? That's confusing. So Joe Barrios, like I mentioned, has been doing this job since 2010. He claims that he's doing a great job and that the counties are very happy. Democrats are very happy with what he's doing. He was on the County Board of Review for 22 years before he was elected in 2010. On the other hand, Fritz Kagi is saying that the system that's in place right now is biased, structurally racist, and inaccurate, and plans to overhaul the system completely. In fact, last summer, the Chicago Tribune reported that under Barrios, the county was assessing lower valued homes at a higher value, meaning making them pay more taxes than their home was actually worth, and higher value homes at a lower value, making them pay less taxes than their home was actually worth, which hurts low income and minority homeowners. These findings were confirmed by a study that was done last month by a civic consulting alliance, which also found a transfer of wealth from people with lower value homes to people with higher value homes, meaning people who lived in homes with a lower value were paying money that was ending up in the pockets of people with these high value homes. Transfer of money from the poor to the wealthy. Barrios has had some ethical issues, publicity issues in the past as well, ranging from things like hiring his family members to rejecting the authority of the county's inspector and ethics board. So not a totally clean slate here. Fritz Kagi, like I said, doesn't have any political experience. He lives in Oak Park. He left his job as a financial funds manager. What's that? And thinks that his job as a financial analyst actually gives him the knowledge to do the county assessor's job to assess pieces of property. One of the changes that Kagi promises to make is that he says he's going to make public the methodology used for assessing individual properties. So he's going to tell everybody how they're actually assessed, which will prevent people from having to hire a tax appeals lawyer because they feel that their home has been valued in an incorrect way. So he just wants the public to have that knowledge instead of it being behind closed doors. What? As you guys know, taxes in Chicago are so high, and property taxes are super high, which is one of the reasons a lot of people are leaving the city. So it's a really important issue. The county assessor not only values the property, but determines who pays how much property tax. And that is a huge factor for property and homeowners deciding where they want to live. And we want them to stay here because we love it here. Chicago in the winter. So that's all I have for you. We have Joe Barrios, who's in the position right now, Fritz Kagi, a cool rich guy from Oak Park, and Andrea Rayla, whose name is on the ballot, but don't vote for her because that vote doesn't freaking count. So do some research. There's tons of articles online about this race. It's become important in a way that it really wasn't before. It's a big deal this year. And decide which candidate looks good for you. Happy voting, you guys!